Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's been 3 long weeks here at SRA.
Welcome back to the best racing in North America, home of the SRA GT3 Team Series. 60 minutes of action-packed door-to-door racing, 6 divisions, 6 different championships on the line. Let's get ready for some action tonight.
An incident. Oh, turn. We have Boardman at a yellow. Looks like he's dropping down positions there on the chicane as a bunch of cars are coming through.
Byron's going to take a dive in the Lexus.
Johnson looking to go down the inside of Maxwell.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey.
Going, guys?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Awesome. Ready for an exciting D6 race?
Oh, 100%, yes.
At a Watkins
It's going to be a
Glen?
lot of fun. Yep, in the wet.
I think drivers
2
are
minutes?
still getting their practice stuff done. You want to go ahead and jump over to track map?
Yeah,
I'll do
Good
that.
master.
Do you want to run through the track?
Track
You
map,
did such
sure.
a great job last time.
Track map. This is Watkins Glen or Watkins Glen in New York. One of the finest U.S. track. One of the first successful U.S. Formula One race was held here. We don't talk about the other in Las Vegas or other places. So this is a pretty short track in my opinion, but also pretty slow. So it's kind of long. Turn 1 is downhill braking, so we may see some mayhem there in the wet. So somebody is gonna dive in the inside and trying to make some places. Hopefully we don't see carnage. We are not throwing shade to any division, any higher ups. Fighting up to 2, 3, 4 will be maybe some side-by-side in lap 1 and 2, high-speed S's. While you're by yourself, you're definitely going that flat. With buddies next to you, there may be death. And then we have bus stop chicane, another great overtaking zone, right after the S's because it's hard braking and high speed. But we don't count it as a corner somehow. And then we have turn 5 on the outer loop is a high-speed right-hander. Load your left side tire very well. If you're on a Porsche or a lot of them are Ferrari here in this grid, they may not be very nice to your rear left tires. And then there's a short straight down to turn 6. The chute is also a downhill braking again. This is kind of tricky. If you have a good setup on turn 5, it is an overtaking opportunity. Turn 7, that is the toe of the boot. If you look at the right bottom quadrant of the track map, it looks kind of like a boot. So turn 7 is the toe. So it's an uphill braking tight right-hander. Another corner that is not very gentle on your left rear tire. So tire management can be useful in this track tonight, even though it's in the wet. And then turn 8. Surprisingly, I didn't see that was going to be a great opportunity for overtaking, but it happens. So I got lucky there. And then turn 9 is a tricky one, off camber, uphill braking left-hander. Highly susceptible to understeer. Turn 10, barely a braking zone, a high-speed left. That would be a good setup for the last turn and turn 1 for overtaking, and that would be concluding our lap in Watkins Glen.
Yeah,
All right.
something to note is there's a lot of changing weather. Even if it's wet, it's not the same kind of wet, and that really messes with people's races, especially when sometimes it just gets very, very dry, and you have to deal with all this extremely high tire pressures and trying to keep them just to survive the entire race.
All right, let's jump over to team standings and run through the. Got a couple more minutes before qualifying starts. Matey, you want to run through these for us?
Yep, I gotcha. So in first place is still Mechanical Rhythmist with Garcia and Legacy at 227 points, and not too far behind is Space Race Junkies Champion Motorsports. Then we have NorCal Racing with GRR. That's at Grover and Hill at 201 points. We have Sea of Horses, OBDA, let's go. In fourth place, then we have Ganyu Gaming, Stardust, Don't Panic, Eco Logistics, Swift Cab Racing, also another OBDA team, Champion Motorsports, Ground Control to Major Tom. I should have sang that one like last time. But we have then Fugazi Racing in 10th, then Spaceport with Ghost Rider Racing in 11th, then Sus Racing at 12th, the Hawking Brothers Baseline Racing 13th, European Space Agency 14th, Madhouse Racing, Soyuz TNA in 15th, D&D Racing 16th, Makers Motorsports 17th, Darth Jar Jar Racing in 18th, Ben Hur's Comic Steed, which is a GTM and GR collab, 19th place, Ghost Rider Racing 20th, Start Your Systems, the Naked Lone Rangers in 21st, and then Canada 22nd, GRH2 23rd, Artemis Racing, and Dank Lap Racing, also OBDAs, bringing up the rear. I think a lot of people have, some of these people have been come up from different divisions after the second race. So there's some new faces, some old faces. We'll see what's going on.
Got a big mix, and some promotions too to add some more spice to it. Some people left the division, some people joined it. But real quick run through maybe top 5 or so. I think we got some drivers starting qualifying.
Yeah, I guess the people to look out for, right? That is always an interesting bet. I mean, the community bets on it, and then we have the coach Jeffrey bets, but those always end up cursing the people at top, so we want to avoid that. But looking at the top of the leaderboards, number 1 is John Santoro with a 145.7, which is basically in the dry. So it makes you wonder, like, is this gonna stay for the wet as well? But that being said, I did see him running in the service before, and he was at the top of the time charts, so that's someone to look out for. Then it's Doug Sonner. And then in silver, the people to look out for is Roger Rodriguez and Justin Caron. Of course, it's all really hard to say because all the wet times are very subjective on the time you're in the server. So I guess we'll see how it pans out. And I guess, you know what they say, the wet is the great equalizer. So we might see a lot of really close times from silver to gold.
Let's hop over to qualifying. Silver drivers are out. That Camry. Yeah.
Some drivers should be starting their second lap soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am very interested to see the race start. like from even D1 all the way down to D4 or D5 from yesterday's races, there was carnage turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, just all around. It's so easy, especially since that first turn is so tight and the braking points are so variable. You don't know the condition very well going into the race, so you don't know the exact correct braking point. It evens out after that, but it could totally end a bunch of people's race just from the start. Hopefully that doesn't happen, and I think people are pretty good about being safe in D6. Nobody wants to be the person to cause the massive pile-ups.
Yeah, sometimes it seems like they're inevitable. Especially with visibility.
This week reminds me of last week from Spa. We also start the track on some high-speed S's and then a long straight, and then carnage happened in the long straight.
Yeah, but at least in Spa they had the sense to go past turn 1 and then do it the start on the long straight instead of including turn 1 in the start as well.
Extra.
Yeah.
We're starting to get the first times posted here.
Five, 6. Looks like we have a medium rain here.
Yeah, the track, I think so.
And look at the track actually is drying out in the next 10 to 30 minutes, so gold is going to have a massive advantage. For compensating the tire pressure from change of grip and wetness, or you're going to be driving on balloon.
Going over Toaster, he's up 7/10 in his previous lap.
Our fellow commentator. Steven Wood is doing hot a few seconds up.
Toaster down to 3/10 up. Maybe caught a little bit of traffic threw him off.
I mean, it's also so hard to just keep it going in the wet. You might be super strong in one sector and then just totally flub it in the rest.
Let's go to Stephen Poop on 15th.
Yep. Yeah, drivers are starting to really improve their times now.
Yeah, and you'll see later in the session, the longer it goes, the more likely the times will improve. And you can also see that the rain is letting up over time. So you can expect people in gold to be significantly faster because they both have a drier line, and B, less rain to worry about.
I wonder if they're gonna get to
2.5 seconds on his last time. He
Where?
crosses the line. Let's see where he lands. P2. What an improvement.
I think he
300s off of
though.
P1.
He smacked the wall on the outside on exit of turn 11.
That lap?
Yep.
Oh.
So he may have damage from that. I wonder at the end of the session, are we gonna see sub 53?
Definitely weather dependent. Let's see how the prediction goes. Weather.
Because in the hot lap, they have done low 53, and I'm guessing this is a lot more traffic than they used to have.
I mean, where you place yourself in qualifying is a strategy in and of itself. Making sure you have enough space and avoiding big buildups, especially since in D6 there's a lot bigger pace variation from person to person.
Enters up 0.2 right now in his lap. Pretty much across the board. And Rufus up 1.8. Tops the table.
That's a 153.7. I'm honestly expecting to see 152s in the next batch of people. But
Definitely some evolution going on here.
Jay Ansem is on a wonderful lap right now. Let's see if he can keep it going. That is gonna be a second improvement. There we go, all the way up to 7th. Quite a few people are 3/10 to 3/10 up or more, actually. A-Well,
Some's done.
4/10, 5/10.
The flag, maybe?
Yeah,
looks
he
like
just called
Hanson-
it good. He
Hanson
probably
lost it.
out. He gave up.
Okay. It's at the end of the
I think he ran
session,
out of
qualifying session, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, yellow flag. I got excited. Sorry, guys. Oh man, that was close to the wall.
P. Taylor is quite a bit up as well.
10th and a half up.
A second and a 10th and a half up.
1.1, 1.2.
1.3.
Oh yeah. Alan Leung is half a second up as well.
I'm gonna take him on. Here.
Oh, that's nice. Welsh bailed his lap, letting Taylor go by. There we go. Taylor up in 4th. 153.952.
Rear improves. E2.
I believe now gold has come out, so let's see. It would be interesting to see how it all lines up.
We did see a mid 53. Sub 53 may be possible.
On board with Karen. He's improving. A good lap. And it looks like he's the last of the silver drivers too.
He can get professional pole looking. Ooh, just lost it.
And improved good though.
All he has to do is just keep it even a little bit more. 1/10 is all he needs. Less than a 10th. 3/10 is all he needs. Or,
Oh, pushed it.
Ooh, smacked it.
You know, when you're P3 on your last lap, you gotta go for
You
it.
gotta try.
Gotta go for it.
you gotta go for it.
Like Space Baker's gonna set the first lap for gold drivers.
Pace Baker is definitely one of those guys who are great in the wet. He took a season break, but he was in D4 back in season 5, I believe. So he must have a lot of experience driving in the wet, and I think that we'll see if that makes such a big difference going forward.
Oh, Ian, can you make sure Tomato stream is muted on your side?
Make sure it's what on my side?
Muted, because you're watching his stream on Discord. Mute that stream so you are not listening to it.
I will do. Good call.
No, that is you muting yourself, I think.
Oh, Angus, pressure's getting to me.
Bottom right. Very far bottom right on the window. Very far. Yeah, stream. Yep. Yeah.
All right, back to the action. Thanks for that.
Looks like our gold driver is still getting their tire prepped in the window. We don't see significant time yet. Not yet.
These breakers on an invalid lap. Must have eliminated at some point.
Still about what, 4 laps left. Not to worry. Plenty of time to make that up.
Yeah, I'm curious what times you're gonna roll in at. Like Centauro's already
Already at 152.5.
Whoa.
Full second gap.
I mean, the conditions are also only going to be improving
Right.
from the looks of the weather predictions, so we'll see.
So I'm totally not biased, but that livery just looks great. Purple just pops on the
How did you like your Lambo here last night?
It drove great. I wish I could blame it for my 4 positions lost through just racing fashion, but it really drove great. It was easy to get in and pick up and learn the track.
That's how I feel about my car. I wish I had more excuse for being not well.
Yeah, last season in the Lexus, I feel like they were, decent excuse, but no, honestly, I feel like it's taking longer to learn the Lambo than it did personally for the Lexus. Looking at both of those cars on stream right here.
Don't you just wish you were good enough to be like, yeah, the problem's the car, not me?
Yeah, right.
Give me some excuse. Oh, Curtis Lee at P12 is a second and some up. So is Ryan Farrell.
Ryan Farrell, right here on screen, right in front of Justin. Only Lexus in the league. Don't get that one mixed up.
He's solo, right?
Yeah, solo. I think was he P3 in the team standings? Remember, he was up there. Holy impressive. What's it, P3 currently?
P5. P5 in the team.
Yeah, P5 in the team. There you go.
Yeah, running
There's
the
currently only 2 people in the 152s. Lee was very close to getting into the 152s, just 0.037 seconds off. That's crazy.
A lot of sand has been unleashed.
Everyone thinks they're safe, race 3. There have been promotions after race 3, so
That is true.
let a little bit of sand out of the bag, but you got to be careful.
Control.
Almost as much control as these drivers are having to have in the rain in this session.
That fast turn, especially the bus stop, that
Lorenzo
is
just lost in the bus stop.
It's such a hard thing to keep together. You have to make sure you're not on the brakes at all going over that curve, and if you are, it could just straight up be the end of your race.
Yeah, you just got to commit to the speed. If you're going too fast, you just got to let off anyway and let it. Hopefully, you can get enough grip and make that next turn.
Yeah, and this track is definitely one of those where you have to be focused the entire time. People will be around you. It's not a very big track, and there's not a lot of moments where you can just be like, okay, I'm just driving straight on a thing. Like Spa has that entire super long sector 3 where you can just take Mount Panorama, where you can just take a moment to relax. This one is, I like to think of it as a light version of Mount Panorama too, especially with that starting sector going up the hill and then going down very quickly. It's a lot easier though, I will say that.
It still reminds me of Spa on Camel Straight. You can just like have a breather.
I guess you can only make so many different kinds of turns. They all start having similarities between each track.
That is true.
At least
I
it's
mean,
not
everyone
running
calls
too good.
bus stop, and there's like 5 different tracks where they call it bus stop,
The
and you're
bus
like, wait,
stop, yeah.
which, what turn are you talking about? Which bus stop?
Renzo just crashed his car.
The only person that's really had a huge improvement on their previous lap is Tibbetts right now, with 3/10. And Doug Saunders up 7/10. Ton of time, too.
Santoro just called it good and went back to the pit.
Yeah,
He's that
minute
confident.
left.
Hey, that's confident. That could either be confidence or he really messed up.
He's like 4/10 up. Yeah, you ain't touching me.
So he's got best sector 1. Not have the best sector 2. They have best sector 2. But Legacy, currently in P2,
Sector 2.
has got some best sector 2. Tibbetts across the line, so it looks like our top 3 current drivers are in the pits. See if anybody can settle them.
For these
Axel's on.
guys, they just have to be marginally close to each other. Then it's just the one sector. They just have to be better in one sector than the guy in front of them. And that is their opportunity to make a difference and take a lead.
Tibbetts goes wide, and then, or Hacksaw, excuse me, goes wide and elevated. Hugely. Bayfaker's up almost half a second. Sector 2.
Starting grid. Most are
Take it on board while he wraps up his last lap. He's got 2 drivers behind him still.
I think Pharrell has, yeah, he's done. So it's just Baker and Tibbetts right now.
I believe these D6 drivers are running D4 time. I think that is a D4 mid-pack starting quality time.
152's point 3 is about, mid-pack of D4. So that's crazy. 2 divisions. I mean, like they say, always everyone says it over and over again, but in the wet is when you see a lot of the times equal out.
Got 2 minutes. I'm gonna try something here. See if we can go through and check out some of these livery. Figure out my pre-cam real quick.
Check that pink. So Lexus.
So at the top we have Jay Santoro. Then we have D Legacy, or we have Santoro, then we have Legacy, then we have Lee, then we have Tibbetts. In fifth is Pharrell, then McDonald's, then Ma, Hacksaw, Greer, and rounding out the top 10 is Carone. So, all of these people were, I think, within, well, Santoro and Legacy are about a second faster than everybody else. But from 3rd till 10th, I think they're all within a second, or even less than a second of gap.
Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Probably catch no one in T1 though. Dude, am I seeing a dry line? Oh, not really. I'm like, the race hasn't started. Why is it dry? All right, let's make a guess. We have 31 cars here. How many will finish? And who's
31.
gonna
I'm
get
being
P10?
hopeful. 31.
Yeah, you gotta shoot high.
I'm thinking 31. I know they can do it.
All right, who's gonna finish P10 and who's gonna gain the most position?
Biggest improvement. I'm gonna go ahead and call Lorenzo.
Lorenzo.
Down in 28th right
Yeah.
now.
I think I agree with that one, but I'm gonna try Toaster since you picked Lorenzo.
Yeah, 29th.
Yep.
I guess the further back you start, the better chance you got to gain a bunch of positions, right?
Yep.
I mean, I believe it.
What about you, Tomato? Who you got? Who do you think is going to be the most positions gained?
Most position gained. I'm not sure. I'm rooting for Space Baker. I think he'll make up quite a bit of positions, but I don't know if that'll be the most positions gained. I think some of the some of the people towards the bottom, either they didn't set a lap, or maybe just haven't warmed up yet. So I kind of think also maybe Toaster or who you said is a good bet. Sonner also, he should be pretty. He should be able to make up quite a few positions. And at any point, the tires, the deg on them gets so bad. So that's when experience really comes into play. It's managing those tires towards the end of the race. In D4, you saw so many people lose it, spin out, or cause an accident in the last 3 laps of the race. So that's when you'll see most of the biggest gains happen, and most of the biggest losses. That's my prediction.
I think so. I wonder how tire management comes into in the lower division, because when I first started, tire management was never a thing for me. I just slow enough to never use enough tire. But also this is 1.9 update, so I don't know how if that would shake anything up. I definitely got down to must change tire at the end of the race. So if the race is any longer, I will have to go in. By the end of the race, my left rear was down to 1.4 in the Ferrari, and half the grids here is Ferrari.
That is definitely true. A lot of the 1.9 updates make it difficult to make a prediction there for some of the slower paces. But that being said, a lot of these people are running D4 pace and D5 pace.
That's true.
And how bad the deg got in those races.
Yeah, D6 of this season is not the same D6 last season, that's for sure.
There's a lot,
for sure.
a lot of sand.
It's a lot more sand in there, I think. I think it spanned from last season D6 all the way to last season.
Alright, I'm a guest P10. Santer.
Santer?
Uh-huh. 16th position.
Oh, so you're guessing like a specific amount that this person will
No, just guess
make
who
up.
will end up in P10.
In P10.
Okay.
Oh, let's go with Price is Right. Oh, Price is Right. Who is the closest P10, but you're not. The driver are not allowed to go over.
I like Price's Rice. I wanna make that my username now.
Price is Rice. Rice is king, yo.
All right, this is the start of the race. See? Front, keeping it clean.
T1. Oh, the in-game chat overlay.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him get off a couple laps and I'll.
There's like 3 people going wide into turn 1, but it looks like it all turned out okay.
Yeah,
Stuff
everything
looks very
looks
civilized.
fairly clean so far.
Oh, one person has spun out.
Oh, I see.
Um,
Farrell
Oh,
Alexis.
Toaster. And Ryan Farrell. Ryan Farrell spun.
It looks like Toaster is doing okay. He did fall back quite a few positions, 29 or 30th. We'll see what happens. You know, it's a long race. You could be in 30th, make up quite a few places. It's just got to be consistent and got to keep it on the track, you know?
And don't delete yourself.
Don't delete yourself.
Alright, trying to figure out. Get rid of it. Sorry for the hiccup. Much better.
Ooh, there's a good exit of 11 from Santos. Is he gonna try him? Outside? Ooh, sketchy. That was a late defense.
You'll see Santoro's in second. Legacy is in first.
Yeah, Centauro's definitely trying Legacy at outside of T1.
It's keeping the pressure on.
And sometimes that's all you have to do. You don't have to make a move, just make them make a mistake.
Just made a pass. At 16th.
Like Farrell's in the pits. Farrell, sorry. I hope he got in late enough to for it to count.
Well,
for
the pit window,
stops.
yep.
I see the
I
window
do
just
think
open.
so. The pit
Must have
window
a
did
massive
open.
crash.
Um,
Beginning.
He must have been the one who spun out around bus stop. It's unfortunate.
I have to say though, clean start.
Yeah,
Clean start.
definitely. Yeah, the first lap is not usually the best lap to try to make moves.
A lot of times it just happens. Not to make a move, but someone got scared, let's say.
Yeah. And, you know, the reaction times go up in the higher divisions. Like, the more you play the game, the higher your reaction time ends up being, and the more you can avoid a lot of these disasters. But sometimes, even that's just not enough.
Oh, there's another pit. Is this Santos? Santoro? Santoros going into the pit.
It
I think he's
could
trying to
be.
cut.
Yeah,
Really
just
good.
get it out of the way and then run the rest of your race. Especially if you don't want to fight.
The trick is you come out not behind some slower driver. Or else you come out just in traffic and then you're not undercutting too well. Now this Legacy has a little bit of breathing room up front. The Schwartz has a spin. He lost a couple of places.
Santora's been in the pits for 51 seconds. And the time stop was 17 seconds. Pharrell was in the pit for 42 seconds with time stop of around 9 seconds. But it seems like he's still in the pits for Pharrell, so we'll have to check back on that. But it'll be interesting to see how fast everyone else's pits are. Because in this level, 3 seconds is massive time difference.
Do you say Santoro has a 9-second stop?
No, he had a 17-second stop.
17? I wonder what happened. I don't think he took damage.
I'm not sure either.
Could accidentally went out with his Wally setup and needed to put some fuel in the car. Decided to go ahead and
That
do
is
it.
very possible.
Speculating.
That is definitely possible.
That can also explain why he got in early.
Let's see.
We're looking at a 3-car chain here.
From the race start, seems like the biggest gains so far is Lorenzo with 6 places, Brule with 5 places, and Mackenzie now up in 7th with 5 places.
Lorenzo was a good guess for most place gained.
But quite a few people made up 3 or 4 positions
Now look at
all the way
Arcab at
down the
20
grid.
first. Ben Robert, I believe that is. Under attack by Porsche. Oh, double Porsche here. A little wide by Ben. Cut him off T5. Oh, come on.
Right now, Taylor's got a good run on Sonner. Going to make the move, coming out on the left here. Just
Gonna stick.
keep it in, keep it in. Oh,
Ooh. Taylor just made a pass, I think.
I think so.
Yep. I think he pulled it off.
Yeah.
Honor lost. I missed it. Was that did Taylor pass Sonner or Grover just then, or both?
Both just passed him. I mean, sometimes
Got a Lambo behind him. That's no.
you
That's
just
no
take
Ferrari.
advantage of the fighting ahead, and that's all you need to make the move.
A Space Baker ahead. It looks like he's making a move. Aaron.
Oh, some
And
contact.
some contact.
But hey, it looks like he made the move stick.
A bit of Rubbin's
No one
racing.
died at least.
Yep, racing Rubbin. But that might have killed some of his momentum because it's like Karen is about to try to take the place back, coming up on the right.
Inside, bus stop.
Yep. That's probably smart, but just gotta keep him right up on the rear.
A little wide on the Exxon bus stop though.
Yeah, I think that lost his momentum there and has kind of cemented Space Baker's place.
Toaster is trying in the back.
Yeah, he's
Again, on the inside bus stop. Okay, very wise.
It's this here is just if he can just keep it there, keep it going, then he might be able to get a better run coming out of bus stop and make the move going into the next turn after this one. Yeah. Because it's pretty lenient. You can really break late. You might lose some momentum, but there's not that much time before the next turn. So you can go break late, just keep your car in front of the other car and kind of cut them off, and they have to slow down and compromise their line. So you don't have to have the greatest exit, you just have to make sure their exit works. And then you can really make that move.
3 Herald just made it for Kodak. See if we can replay that.
Oh, looks like Ma's getting up close to Hacksaw, trying to make a move into, is that turn 1? Oh, contact. Knocked Hacksaw off of the racetrack. He's rejoining quite safely, but that has opened the door for McKechnie coming up, keeping the pressure. Only a tenth of a second off.
I'm gonna switch over. There's battles all over.
Muchacho coming up.
Muchacho, I love it. I think he I was gonna say I think it's Mustachio in his neck of the woods in the chats.
Very, very glorious name. McKechnie making a move on Ma, and then Hacksaw as well, pulling up, taking advantage of that that mistake, but Ma is back in 5th.
Real quick.
Seems like a lot of exchange coming between those three, between McKechnie, Ma, and Hacksaw.
Karen also, Taylor also made a move. See my, oh my, that's a good train there.
Right now we have, Greer, Santer, Buchaccio, all really close to each other, but Ansem and Anju are not that far behind catching up. So we'll see if there's a lot of exchanges happening.
Looks like Hacksaw's dropping back a little bit.
Yeah,
Lorenzo
picture
just
shows
getting
you
another
what
one.
conditions are like out there when you're trying to make a pass.
Yeah,
It's just
so hard to see anything going on. It's a lot of just vibes almost, and just staring at their brake lights. Looks like Santoro is making his way through the field. He's now in 25th.
I want to point out that Legacy sitting in pole right now is doing a sub 53.
Yeah, and Lee, who's right behind him, his best is a 153.2, and Legacy's best is a 152.95, which he just set. So that is a pretty hefty pace difference there.
That is not D6 pace. I would not be able to compete here.
That being said, Santoro's pace is, he just set a 153.285, which is not very far off the top two people, especially Lee. So if he can keep that pace up, he should be fine making up positions. Ooh,
Like
Center
Hacksaw's
just
in the
ran
pits.
wide.
almost contact there, and some almost collected mooch. I'm gonna call him mooch.
I like that.
That was tight.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure is just, you just gotta keep it going, and that's when you start seeing the mistakes.
And he's trying to pull a move on Thomas. They have been going at it, exchanging for a good bit now. There was some back and forth. This game looks so good in the wet though. It's such a pain to drive, but it looks so good when you're not driving. When you're not the one who's dealing with the stress.
Yeah, do you think that early pit stop by Santoro will actually make any bit of a difference? I'm curious. Maybe it'll all open up for him in those final few laps when everyone just starts pitting.
I don't know. It looks like he's getting held up on my screen.
Yeah, I
It's a
really do
bold
think
call.
in the beginning of the race, if you're at the top, it's better to just pit late.
Stay out.
Because you can keep that pace going with the people who have similar levels of pace.
Yeah, I agree.
Instead of trying to fight your way up the field. Because I know that was a big struggle I had. Although at one point I was just trapped in between a bunch of people at the top of the field, and I wasn't sure what to do. Because even though you can keep the similar pace, they're running a different race than you at that point.
Yeah, Santoro's getting frustrated. He just went wide. Touched the grass a little bit.
I feel like an early pit stop for the front is like 20 minutes in. So the pack is all stringed out a little more, so when you pit you don't lose as many position.
Like he's gonna go for the pass here. Turn 1.
In the wet line, looks like he's gonna stay.
There we go.
Yeah.
That was very clean.
Is it gonna be wide?
Yeah.
Nope. Very.
Oh, he
very
lost it a
tidy.
little bit. Pellerin is just
Oh,
taking
he's
that place
fighting
back.
back.
Oh.
Very
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
hey, couldn't make it
Good.
stick. Made a few mistakes. That curb is slippery. You have to make sure your wheel is perfectly straight, and you also need to turn out of it to go into the next turn. So it is a very easy spot to make a mistake.
Paladin's doing it, fighting it elbows out, even though he's not necessarily in the same race. But I agree.
Every position is a position.
Every position, that's right. And Santoro decide to pit. That's his choice. You can give or not.
It's not up to it's well in Pellerin's right to defend that position.
Yup. Elbows out. No, with the pace differential, I don't know if I would fight elbows out if I'm in that position, knowing that I'm a pit down.
He's almost 3 seconds behind Toaster now because of this. So.
Yeah. It's not the greatest race strategy, but at the
Yeah.
same time, that is the thing he's allowed to do.
And it is a fun thing to do for sure. Ooh, look
Oh.
at this.
You know, what I say about this track, they really don't. They save so much money each year on lawn service because they get the cars to do all the work for them.
That's some expensive lawnmower. Santoro is not getting past.
But no, he got it done.
He got it done. He got it
Got
done.
it done.
There we go.
We were busy talking about grass. I missed it.
I'm doing a little replay.
All right,
Let's see. Yep. Oh. Seems like there was an accident that happened.
That may have given him the opportunity, I guess.
Different area, looks like.
Looks like Mooch is 2-3 tenths off of Santer again.
Santoro.
If he can stick with him and get it done.
Right now, Space Vicar is in 7th.
It's a good train of car there.
See, I liked my pick.
Disconnect? Most likely it's a disconnect.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like disconnect
Oh.
all across the
Ooh.
board.
That is not good. That is not good.
We got some flying cars.
Ever since the 1.9 update, I think ACC has been having a lot of trouble with their servers. Would this just be like a red flag? How would they deal with this?
I'm gonna drop back to intermission screen.
I'm gonna check on Discord.
Yeah.
Check.
Well, I wish we had a comedy routine set up for the stream since we're live tonight. I heard a good joke today. I hate that we resorted to this, but what do you call a cow with no
What?
ground beef?
Oh, that's a good one.
One of those. One of those.
That's all I got on one liner. That's it. 40 minutes left in the race.
I am gonna look for the server on the server list. Server crash. Yeah, I think someone experienced that in Discord.
Hmm.
We had a technical difficulty screen with a little jingle.
I know.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Reconnect.
Leave and come back. It's weird that both of us disconnected. If it was one of us, I'd imagine it would be.
Yeah, I think probably
us,
happened to
but-
the everybody because I saw a lot of cars just phase.
There are 19 cars left here.
All right. Well, that is unfortunate, but we got some action to watch. So,
Rip.
get this going.
It looks
again.
like everyone's still running their race fine though, so that's good.
Not everyone, half of them.
Yeah, half of them. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I actually have no idea how they would deal with that kind of problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
It does seem like everyone is back on the grid, but quite a few people have lost positions. Hacksaw, Tibbetts, Long, Young, Grover, Ansem, Sarver, all have dropped. They were towards the top. Right now, Space Baker. Oh! Space Baker made contact with Ma, just sending him off, but Ma has totally saved it. He survived.
I'm gonna get a replay on the big screen here.
Grass trimming, but he made it through. But looks like quite a bit of damage, maybe for Space Baker, or a lot of momentum kills, because Taylor is now coming up beside him, trying to make a move. It looks like he's okay. Space Baker has kept that pace and still keeps his position. Yeah, that was a great save by Ma.
Going down the inside of bus stop's always sketchy.
Hey, people make it stick, but it is definitely one of the riskiest overtaking spots.
How many cars do we have on the grid right now?
I think we have 30 cars on the grid right now.
Do we? Okay, so most people came back.
Yeah, but I do think a lot of people came back towards the back of the race.
Yeah, they lost some laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird, because race control is. Yeah, okay. So, like, Cab's on lap 10. They're the top 5, 6, 7, 8.
Or 2. Ooh, Space Maker ran wide.
More contact.
Taylor got a yellow at 10th. Oh, did he disconnect himself?
Not in the pits.
Yep. Car number 740, Taylor. Looks like they got disconnected.
Rip. He was doing pretty good too. Yeah, some good chases.
Yeah, it's sucky when somebody runs into you and ends your race, but it's even suckier when the server itself just disconnects and there's nothing you can do. You did nothing wrong. It just ends your race.
I would rather
Truly
a wheel
tragic.
disconnect than the server crash. I'd rather it be a hardware issue on my side than a server.
All right, my center is going up near P10. Come on.
That spot is a really great spot to get a run on someone. All you have to do is just focus on your exit, because them trying to defend, they tend to break too late, and they don't have that great of an exit going out of that turn. So you can take advantage of that and really push, and then break a lot later going down the inside, and just stick your car in front.
Turn center so close.
Do you think you'll make a move down turn 1?
Maybe bus stop.
Maybe bus stop?
Maybe. No.
Karon's got quite a bit of a run on Ma coming in. Oh, Ma, yeah, keeps it. Karon backs out a little bit, but hey, that might be smart. Just keep the pressure up, force Ma to make a mistake, and try to take advantage at the next turn. Oh, quite a bit of a run. Definitely keeping it right up Ma's rear. And then see if he makes a move down into the next turn. Doesn't look like it. Looks like Ma has pulled away a little bit, but Karon's keeping up that pressure, and it's only a matter of time before a mistake happens.
Ma's definitely being hunted. That pressure, I think they've been going on it for 2 laps now, at least.
I mean, it's the thought where you're like, oh, he's still behind me, check mirror, he's still behind me. It's been 3 laps, checks mirror, still behind me. And that really starts to grow into that your mind space.
There's still 30 minutes of defending if he doesn't pull. It's gonna be a very long 33 minutes.
Santoro is in 16th now, all the way from the back of the grid.
Harold McDonald is looking.
I think this is a good time for the ad read. Tomato, you want to get that queued up? I know you were itching to put on your salesman cap.
Yeah, give me a sec. Alright. A huge thank you to our SRA sponsor and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documize, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documize.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American-based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic system, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. A big thank you to our affiliates, Track Racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer, high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. And 2Go Setups, premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level.
How many times have you practiced this? It is so
That's
good.
perfect. That was perfect.
Oh, you mind going to Tima and rewind back 1 minute?
Yes. And I'll say, you had a perfect narration for that battle that we were watching with McDonald.
I know.
I think it was Grover.
Yep, McDonald's got past.
This is
Tima
replay of
already
Tima.
lost. Yeah, he already got past here, I think.
Oh, Tima's just pit.
He's
Yep.
pitted.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're watching the replay on the live feed here.
Yeah, I think this is, you got to go back a little more if we're looking for that, I think.
So we can take a look at some of these pits, right? Looks like not too many people have pit, but of the people that pit, H. McDonald had a 1 minute pit stop total, like from start to exit. It seems like S. Brule had a pretty great one, 48 seconds. And then S. Pellerin had quite a long one with 1 minute 14 seconds.
50-second stop. I think that is about the pit delta here. Is that right or not?
I think 50 seconds means you've got a pretty decent pit stop.
All right, McDonald's making a pass on Long, it looks
I think
like.
I just saw them
I see that
hit some
off.
gas. Yeah.
Oh, Curtis Lee's closing the gap very, very slowly. At Legacy up top.
Like 5.5 seconds up top.
Rufus is also gaining quite a bit on McKechnie, going into turn 1. Oh, little mistake
He's
there.
making it 13th. Down one. Ooh, just did it.
Oh, coming down the inside. Very, very clean. No contact. But the move is stuck, it seems. Santer has lost the position to Lorenzo.
Right, more action right behind him. Centauro and
Centauro.
Swift having a peek.
Has no, the top pack has not pit. There's a lot of people has not pit up again.
I hit a replay here, I think.
Oh, lawn mowing. Sauna is still pretty close to Rodriguez. There's 6/10. Oh. And the field's pretty spread out nowadays after the disconnect.
Yeah.
Centauro, yeah. Look at that. Centauro just made a move.
Yep, just made it stick too. Seems like it. I mean, if you look at Santoro's pace, he's keeping it in the 153s even while battling people. And his best lap is a 153.057, which I think is right now the second fastest time in the on the grid.
Ben Robert got a yellow.
And I know they are enforcing pretty strict pit entry.
Pit
Gotta
exit.
keep it in your
Yeah.
lane.
That too. Just very strict pit rules in general. Keep it safe, because that is really a spot where where big accidents can happen. Let me get some more statistics. So Rufus has had a 50-second pit stop. That's pretty much par for the course, and the fastest pit stop is still 48 seconds. McDonald had a 1 minute pit stop. That's 10 seconds difference, and that can really be a killer.
It's hard to pick up
Fastest
10
pit
seconds.
stop just now by Andrew, it looks like, with 46 seconds.
Can you look at how long they stay stationary?
Yes, you can. So Andrew had 13 seconds. That's probably what helped him get there. But it looks like Sonner or something. It must have happened because he had 48 seconds stopped. Must have taken quite a bit of damage, or he did a tire change. Which, for this race, I would actually not recommend doing the tire change. It's so much harder making it up back to field.
Yeah, there's only a 31 lap race, I believe. And you're changing tires halfway. You have 15 laps left after you change your tire. Assuming
Yeah,
you
and
change halfway.
even if you have a second or two gap, like
Yeah.
you end up having a 10-second gap from the next person or people around you.
Contact.
Ooh, contact and bus
Oh.
stop. Ooh, that Tima's done. Who did Tima
No, that was Sarver.
contact? The Sarver?
Yeah, it was Sarver and
Yeah,
Team
that was
Sarver,
terminal.
Yeah.
had a meeting with
See.
Mr. Barry R. Ah, that's unfortunate.
Very odd. That's right. Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna-
wasn't Timo the person who had that really great save against
Yes,
Marty
that is
before?
correct.
Unfortunately, the luck doesn't keep choice. It seems. Yeah, that spot is definitely a killer.
That is terminal. At this late stage, you ain't making that up.
Marty in third right now, especially from those mistakes.
Yeah, there's been so much action in the back. We've kind of forgotten about the front. There's been pretty big gap.
Yeah. Well, Lee is only 6 seconds behind Legacy, so that pit stop between the two of them might actually make a very big difference, depending on how good they are. But Space Baker is 36 seconds off of Lee, and that, or 30 seconds off of Lee. Sorry, my bad. 36 seconds off the leader. And that might just be because of how much more he had to fight to get up to that position. But we'll see what his pace is going to be now that he's up towards the front and has some free air.
I'm looking at the chat. Someone say Tima commit murder. I didn't see it very well. Was it a murder or was it elbows out at bus stop? Because
It was. I tried to play the replay and I didn't pull it back far enough. And we caught it live. We'll have to watch it later. But it was some elbows out battling, and I know that one driver ended up face first in the barrier.
Because I know D4, my old teammate Sean, definitely got nearly murdered there. Well, he kind of got murdered there by someone eating the friend Barry R as well.
Really, it's.
Let's look at 25th. 25th's one of the closer one. Oh, more people pit. Are we getting close? We have 20
Carver's been in the
minutes.
pits for over 2 minutes. Or if wonder if he's calling it quits or if he's going to get back out there. I wouldn't be surprised if it was over a minute worth of damage, but about 2.5.
How long were you guys pit stop last night?
I
remember
do
the
not
total.
remember. Yeah.
I know I nailed my pit stop and it didn't help me any.
Do you have to repair any damages?
No, my race was clean.
Nice.
I had so much damage, but I just was like, nah, who cares? I'll be fine.
You had a 19-second stop, or 19-second damage.
I'm
Let's see
looking
what
through
happened here
the.
with Ishin.
I'm looking on the replay right now, seeing what happened.
I think we got 2 replays going on.
No, I'm live. I'm just looking in the actual stream.
Ooh. Yeah, it looks like the Porsche
Yep.
just kind of lost a little bit of confidence and
Yep.
got booped. Flip take off. Ghosted.
But that would definitely be the driver from behind's fault, I think.
Yeah, I could see that going both ways though, because you know the Porsche lost it. And
Uh-oh. Lorenzo got
definitely not a
a
predictable spot.
30-second stop go.
Yeah,
Maybe he's
you know
in the pit
that
lane.
that is something we forgot to mention, but the pit marker, start marker, 50 kilometers an
kph,
hour.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that comes up so quick. So if you haven't
think
practiced
so?
your pit stops,
Oh yeah, so
it's
fast.
Oh, yeah.
so easy to get that
Swift
30
spins it.
second stop and go.
I wonder if he took a rear arrow damage from the contact earlier.
Santoro's now in 6th though. Quite a few pay. I know we talked about most places gained, but does it count if they go all the way back down and then make it back up?
Yeah. Oh, I see. Like last to first twice.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. I think it's just from position start to position end.
What a clean overtake on Santor.
McDonald's
From
definitely
Santoro.
looking to set up a move soon.
Hacksaw and Tibbetts up. They both bit too. Both had quite improvement.
I mean, a little more than halfway up from the race has gone. Let's see what's the biggest improvement is so far. And looks like it's Tibbetts with 14.
Tippett and Hacksaw.
Tibbetts
Hacksaw
and
both.
Hacksaw tied with
Hacksaw's
14.
ahead, so I'd have to give it to
races.
Hacksaw if we had to pick someone, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's where
true.
the tiebreaker is. But that being said, we did have a little server disconnect, so it might be taking that grid position from when we last saw them. So we don't know if it's from the race start. Because right now it's saying Space Baker was from 7th on the grid to 4th, and we know he started around 13th. Right?
I think you're
Right,
correct.
yeah,
on that.
Hacksaw started 8. So looks like that server just kind of messed up our
Stats.
position.
Yeah.
We'll have to do it manually, and I don't have any confidence there.
Steven Brute got a yellow. Yellow
It looks
flag.
like we've got 28 drivers left, so we did have a couple people PC and not come back.
Not too many. Only 3, I would assume more.
Yeah, that's
Everyone's pretty good relatively. But it sucks though if you lose laps, which will happen.
You know,
But
I'm looking forward to those last 5 to 10 minutes of the race, because I think that's when we'll see most of the accidents starting to come up, because that's when the tires are just absolutely gone.
so the closest battle right now looks like some Porsche on Porsche Violence, Greer on Mooch.
Also,
Greer going through the bus stop.
Oh, that
looks
was
like
a
he's
good
ahead.
move.
Got the move done.
Wow, these people are a lot braver than me on the
Wow.
bus stop.
yeah, definitely avoiding risks on bus stop from my end too. But Muchachi's got a pretty good run coming up a Greer, seeing if he can get that position back. It definitely hasn't lost Delta that much. Usually once a move has been made, that Delta just increases significantly. But Muchachi is keeping that pressure up, so we could see a reversal of roles. You'll see people are going on the wet line all of a sudden, and the reason behind that is that once you're around this time, your tire pressures and PSI is so high, and by going on to the wet, you can cool down your tires when it's safe, and that just increases the life just a little bit longer.
And it might just be this view.
Ooh,
There's a mistake.
Oh,
Go back
who
and
is
play
that?
that one. Let's see
Look
what
at
happened.
Thomas. Yep, I look at Thomas.
Oh,
Oh, there's a
Contact.
blue flag.
yeah. It looks like blue flag was trying to get
Got
out of the way and
punted.
he was on the racing line.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
yeah. Sometimes it's just like panic sets in and you don't know what to do, and you're not trying to cause any problems for the person, but you know, it
Thomas
happens.
took front arrow damage from that. Two,
That's
three,
pretty
four.
lucky for Mooch now. He's got a 2.5 second gap, and guy
his
behind us
fortune.
keeps giving him pressure. He's got some damage.
Harold McDonald? Oh, there was a blue flag there. Ben Swift.
Oh, I see Lorenzo got the stop and go. That's
Yeah.
super unfortunate. That was your guys' prediction of most positions gained, right?
And Lorenzo, yup.
Commentator's
I-
curse strikes
I
again.
was,
Our sincere apologies.
I actually believe the stop or the pit entrance is really nice in here because it's tight, and also there are one very visible brick reference or two very visible brick reference. So I think beating is very easy to avoid. Our caps looking down in Wobble. Watkins Glen is such a good looking. Who's another one that was? It is Spa. I was thinking, what other track has a yellow and red curb? And that's Spa. That's why this track keep reminding me Spa. Cause
A little messaging.
yeah, sector one, Asses and up and then bus stop, and this is Asses and then heartbreaking, and then yellow and red curb. No one I keeps thinking this is like mini Spa.
Two spots where you'll see a lot of people get track warnings is that curb coming off of turn one. It's very easy to go a little bit wide, and if you go too wide, that's a track warning unless you slow down.
Oh,
and then that second to last turn.
I feel like in the wet, turn 10 second to last turn, that curb is kind of dangerous in the wet. Sometimes it would murder you. I definitely got murdered plenty of time in practice, so I got it pretty careful and chicken out when I touched that second to last curb, exit curb.
Yeah,
Wet.
definitely.
So Curtis pit and came out E3, 1.3 seconds behind Space Big.
Let's see. Oh wow, he had the fastest pit stop of anybody with 38 seconds and a 5-second stop. So he must have not had damage and not have changed his tires and have done zero body work. I think that's the minimum amount of time. And you see, that will make a very big deal. Oh, Legacy also 30-second. Is he doing his pit stop right now?
It's not registering yet. No,
No. I think Curtis Lee's leading the race right now.
I think so too.
Because when
19
Legacy
second
peaked,
gap between Space Baker and Legacy.
yeah, it's only 19 seconds. So if Legacy pit right now, it'll probably come out 10 seconds at least behind.
He's
Curtis.
probably better off pitting now and fighting for the position, which I think he's doing actually as soon as I said that. So hey, same wavelength.
That's
But
right.
Lee's coming up on Space Baker, looking to make a move.
Would you give way if you're Space Baker right now?
No, he just pit,
He just pit.
which is smart.
I agree.
Instead of worrying about defending, just pit and save as much time as possible.
Yep.
Yeah,
Don't
keep your
even
head clear,
bother.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you have 10 minutes to fight for positions back
Let's
too,
look at
which is much preferred.
Legacy. Is he coming out yet?
Yes, he came out ahead of Curtis.
Ahead of Curtis.
So let's see what Legacy's pit stop time is. It's
Oh, no, I'm
on the
sorry.
dot the
I'm
same as Lee's. So he had a 38-second pit stop. But Lee is currently in first. I do not think Corona and Rodriguez have pit yet, though.
Yeah,
have
Legacy
they?
came out P4.
Yeah, that's it.
Mistake.
Yep. That was a good prediction. A P4, but P. Karen hasn't pit. Rodriguez has pit.
Space
Not yet.
Baker also had a 38-second pit stop. But here's an interesting thing. He had 6 seconds stopped compared to everyone else's 5 seconds, which means that he had 1 second better pit entry than everyone else.
I cut it close. Cut it close. So we got a little bit of action down here.
Brett.
Fighting for P19 here. Brett looking at Toaster. Less than a second off right now. And Robert's
You
right
know-
behind him.
I am thinking, since Centaur's behind Legacy and their pace is almost identical, is that it for Centauro? You think he'll be able to make that place on Legacy? Granted that no mistakes are made. And then looking at lead, they're so much slower than, or not so much slower, but I mean half a second slower than Legacy and Centauro. So you think they would be able to make a move in time? The gap is around 12 seconds for Legacy and 15 seconds for Centauro.
No, that gap's too large. We have 5 laps left. That is.
So for Lee, really all he has to do is make sure he keeps it consistent and keeps it safe.
Yep, as long as not self-deleting, I think he's pretty safe.
Like,
He can-
Karin and Rodriguez are coming in.
He can drive a leisurely 1 second plus delta to himself and still won't get caught. And with, let's say you're not fully 1 second slower than yourself, just 8/10 or 5/10 slower. You're
A
pretty
lap
safe
is
there.
around 2 minutes, right? A little less than 2 minutes. And even with the second delta, that means at most they can make up 4 seconds, right?
If Curtis let
that
out,
is not
yep.
enough.
Yep, even if Curtis let up and chill for the rest of the 4 or 5 laps, he's
Looks
still
like
kind of
Rufus
untouchable.
just made a move on Rodriguez. Let's see if I can get a replay going.
Sean Daniels thinking Legacy can catch Curtis. We'll see. Math's not in that favor.
I'm curious when Legacy crosses the line. I want to see what his lap time was here. Curtis's last lap was a 1:53.7.
Yeah, their fastest lap right now, Curtis is half a second slower.
Fastest
versus fastest.
I'm looking at last.
Yeah.
Curtis's last was 6/10 off of this. Not too far off this race. But his tires are
Not much left.
complaining.
Yeah. It does look like the rest of the field is relatively settled into their positions.
Let's
Not
look at
that much
P22.
chase happening, other than Hacksaw coming up on Santer. Man, he's really been keeping it pressure just there,
New fastest lap.
not letting up.
Legacy,
Wow.
new fastest lap of 52.3.
152.3.
That's 7/10 faster than.
And Centauro is actually faster. 152.307 versus Legacy's 152.342. It might be very interesting to see what happens, but hey, that is a second almost faster than Lee. Although Lee just did his fastest with a 153. If we look at race conditions, rain conditions, it is decently light, but it is still 8 pips.
Looks like Alex Walsh just made a move a while ago. Hexaw and Caron?
Hacksaw and Santer.
Santer. Oh no, I'm looking at those deltas, yeah.
Yeah, but Sander hasn't pit yet, so he's.
Oh, interesting. He has 20 minutes to get that done.
Close. I suppose he has a large gap in
I
front
feel
of him.
like at this point he should just pit, right?
I mean, if he has a 16-second gap, though, I would just like burn that until I have to.
That is true too.
If his pace is.
In
If his
fact,
pace
he
is
might be. He might be better off just letting go. Or Santer might just. Never mind. I think Hacksaw's good. Just keep it going. I was mixing up who's who. But both Santer and Hacksaw have to pit. So their fight is.
No,
for
Hacksaw's
position.
done.
Hacksaw's done. Yeah, Sander's the last
Hacksaw's done?
person in the whole race to pit. Let's see if he does
I
it
guess
this
it
lap.
He'll got a
might be
DT in the
server
last-
for me. Yeah, in that case,
Ooh.
if Santer
Who's
has
got
to
the
pit,
drive-through? Yeah, it looks like he's pitting. Looks like
Yeah.
Sander's
yeah.
eight in the
That's
lines.
smart. He should have also just let Hacksaw go and then focus on not defending because there was no position for him to save.
Yeah, I agree. So that pit is a good time. Yeah.
I think our
Alright,
first
that gap
drive-through.
is coming down. Legacy is now less than 10 seconds off of Lee, with 5 minutes to go almost.
3 laps.
I think we've got our first drive-through.
Drive through. Yep.
We'll see if he catches anybody out.
Yeah, Legacy's last lap was around a second faster than Lee's.
Oh yeah, you're correct. Too bad we don't have enough time.
Yeah, there's not enough time. Currently 9-second gap to Lee, from Legacy to Lee.
We can just chill.
Yeah, no mistakes, and he's got it.
They're just leisurely paced and still can't untouchable at this point.
And I'm sure he
Sandra
knows
had a
that.
relatively good pit stop, 44 seconds with 12 seconds stopped. So that definitely is going to play well into his hand. But Team Oz back to 15th after all of that incident that happened earlier in the race.
It looks like McDonald's in the pits. Or if he just will shy on fuel and greedy. Maybe some damage.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
this would
definitely
be
a
his
slightly
second
tight
day.
on fuel. Enzo looks like he cleared his 30-second stop go. In the back. It sucks though if you get a drive through this late of a race. I wonder how did he even
Yeah.
manage that. Oh, track
That's 3
limit.
track warnings probably.
Yeah, got greedy. I see.
I think last night in my race, I think I just had one or two.
Where'd you get those?
I think I got. Well, I definitely got one of them right out of turn one.
I see.
Way too much speed. Or, you know. Pretty good. Looks like we're shaping up to some. As I say that, I've got to be quiet with this commentator's curse. I was gonna say, Kieran's is really closing the gap on Rodriguez. Loses a little bit of
You're
traction.
the problem
You
here.
just change the camera over here. No, I don't want to mess him up either.
We just can't manage
All right,
body.
with the last two question mark laps coming up on us, let's take another look at
Curtis really
the biggest
chilling.
winners and losers.
Curtis. Sorry, go ahead.
Scaling it back.
Oh, no. Oh yeah, that's a 2-second difference. So hey, all he has to do is keep it going.
Yep, he's.
2 more laps.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 more laps. Yeah, what I was saying is from the reconnect, because I don't feel like looking through the other from the start, but it looks like Hacksaw has made 18 positions since then. He was 22nd on the grid and now he's 4th, and Santoro was 18th and he's now 3rd on the grid, making up 15 positions, and then Tibbetts was 23rd, making up 17 positions. And again, to reiterate, this is from when the server crashed on our end.
Ooh.
Contact. Oh yeah.
Ben.
That is.
Replay.
Oh, I just went off.
Oh,
Lost
got
it.
loose on that curb. That curb's dangerous. I definitely had that in the practice race. Now I chickened out whenever I rammed that too hard on the exit.
It's like
Ooh.
Ishini's
Ooh,
put some
yeah.
pressure on Tibbetts too. Going on board passenger. Spray's not too terrible.
Yeah,
I think around now, there's been so much cars running on the track that dry line is doing them favors, definitely.
Ooh, EMP 10, please.
But action right behind him here.
Yeah. two pairs of cars. And you cannot see the lights, the rain lights or the tail lights when you're following. You just gotta have faith in the car in front for them to not brake too early.
Yeah, you gotta have faith they know the same braking markers you know. And I think a lot of that, especially in rain races, you've got to put a lot of time right behind somebody to learn where they're braking, placing the car, so you know how to avoid them.
Got a decent run on Pellerin coming up from behind.
Oh yeah.
See if he
24th.
Yeah, let's see what the pace difference. I think McDonald just finished his out lap, so I think he was towards the top before, so definitely big pace difference. So
didn't McDonald?
And this is his last lap to make it happen too.
Yeah, McDonald may make a last lap move. So is Curran. Curran's
Definitely coming up towards the side, and he's gonna make the move coming.
Oh, we've got action on the front, on the main screen
Perron
too.
Just ran him off. But it looks like McDonald is he couldn't make the move stick. Pellerin just comes up, but he's coming with a switchback. Oh, made contact. Both of them hit the wall. Oh, but McDonald has gone through. Pellerin has definitely taken some damage. You can see he's slowed down quite a bit.
And you'd think we had a replay going. The same thing just happened with Rodriguez and Karen. Contact
Same
and then
exact
both
time,
hit
but
the
hey,
wall.
this is the last turn. McDonald just has to get it past the line. And he does. And Pellerin comes in right after him.
I think there will be one more lap from the leader.
Oh, you're right. So, hey, more battles. Caron is still within a couple of seconds from Rodriguez and keeping that pressure up. This is when people get so desperate just to get that one extra position, and oh, he's sliding through these turns.
Rodriguez probably is safe from that. Pellerin still behind McDonald's. Not giving up. Oh.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes are happening. It's the last lap. Desperation is high, pushing it to the absolute limit, and it's still wet.
So, as we've been watching the action, it looks like our race leaders, our podium finishers across the line. Curtis Lee
That is
first
place to lead.
Yeah. Legacy second, Centauro third.
And Centauro third. We were all doubtful about his pit stop, but it does seem, looking at the pace difference. Let's see this. View race. The gap was around 3 seconds from Legacy, and decently large from Lee. But if you look at the pit stop times, Centauro was around 51 seconds, and Legacy was around 48, if I'm correct. And I think that is the difference maker here. If Centauro had the right pit time, or I think he had 51 seconds, if he had pit the same amount of time as Legacy, he could have been battling him for that second place position. Yep, looks like everyone's finishing up their laps. Yeah,
Toaster's last across.
Yep. It's that awkward position.
We have
when
both
you're...
cursed. Lorenzo and Toaster.
Yeah. I feel bad for the commentators curse, but I also don't, because man, is there some action when we start talking.
Yep, so looking through the top 10 positions as people are crossing the line, versus Lee, second is Legacy, then we have Centauro in third, Hacksaw fourth, Rufus fifth, Rodriguez sixth, Caron seventh, Grover eighth, Greer ninth, and Santa rounding them up in 10th.
See, I'm gonna look for people in the race review.
Looks like this is gonna put Curtis P1 in the championship.
Should I get
so
Durban
it seems in the chat
Legacy?
they're saying Centauro fell off Durban and Durban had a drive-through. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't recall that drive-through.
Me neither.
All right, I'm gonna get Legacy in here. Hello, good race. Are you with us? Your mic's on mute. You're in the commentator booth, by the way. Nope, nope. Is he not listening?
Mute, unmute.
Unmute.
Oh, come on.
All right. Should we send him back?
I just messaged him, but let's
Okay.
Lee since he was first and talk to him.
Let's see. Is Curtis not here? I think. Is that correct? Yes, Curtis not here.
Yep. We can let's see if Santoro is available.
Yes.
All right, Santoro says he's okay with getting interviewed.
I will
We can pull him in.
Yep.
And Lee is in. We can pull in Lee after.
I don't think
Most
Lee's
likely.
around. Is he?
Yeah, he's down in a different voice chat.
Cool, cool. Let me Centaur. What a race. What a race. We're down to like 18, 19 cars from the disconnection, I think. So we lost
Yeah.
we lost 15 or so cars.
All right, I'm pulling in Santoro. Oh, I pulled him into the wrong one. Whoops. Hello there, John. How you doing? How do you feel after that race?
Tired.
Tired?
Yeah. Hands hurting.
Hands hurting. We noticed you pit quite early there, and we were wondering what was your thought process there? And was it a move, or did you take damage? What was going on?
No, it was all strategy. You know, I figured I didn't want to get caught battling Legacy and Lee in first and second when at that time. So I figured if I pit early, I can try to get some clear track, and I ended up getting caught in traffic. So it didn't work too well. And I spun about halfway through the race and then hit the wall. So I had a little bit of damage for the end of the race. But I mean, I did post the fastest lap, I think, of the session. So I definitely had the pace. It just consistency wasn't there.
Yeah, your fastest lap was tenths, 300s off of like close.
Yeah, I think if you kept with them, because they had like a relatively faster pace, and just kept with their pace, you would have had a little bit more air to deal with. And then we did notice that your pit stop time was around 3 seconds
17. Yeah,
slower than their pit stop, 3-4 seconds. So hey, maybe if you got that pit stop a little bit more down, you could have been battling for a second towards the end there.
Yeah, I overdrove my pit stall, and I'm used to iRacing, so when I got into my pit stall, I didn't know if like I had overdrove it or not. And usually in iRacing it tells you to back up, but I didn't realize that until it was too late. So that's where I lost a couple of seconds there.
I see.
I was wondering if you underfueled your car and had to refuel from that.
No, I didn't, but I ended with half a lap of fuel, so I think I managed the fuel pretty good that race.
Cutting it a little close.
Yeah, a little bit too close for my comfort. I was a little bit nervous, and I did try to save some fuel about 3/4 of the way through the race, but.
So you switched over to ACC relatively recently from iRacing. How do you feel about the differences, and what's your impressions right now?
I think ACC. I mean, I've never driven a GT3 car, obviously, but I feel like it has more of a realistic feel in terms of the traction control and braking. Because in iRacing, even with traction control on and ABS on, you slam in the brakes, you're gonna lock up. Where it's like in ACC, I'm kind of getting used to the whole idea of slamming the brake and slowly let go. Where it's iRacing, you're like 75-80% maximum.
I see.
But and also not having rain in iRacing kind of sucks. But hopefully they have that in soon. But the rain was pretty fun.
Yeah, you've got the rain pace. Sure.
Yeah, you were posting D4 top midfield D4 times.
I'll take that
in that race. Yeah.
How did your car feel at the end?
The tires were starting to definitely feel it, but it didn't feel awful. I mean, last couple laps, I think that's actually when I posted my fastest lap. I mean, obviously the car's losing weight with the fuel, but I think the tires definitely started wearing down a bit more. But it didn't feel terrible, honestly. It felt relatively the same, I'll say.
Did you feel any increase in braking distance at least?
A little bit. I remember for turn one, I was braking usually around like the 250, and I had to pull it back to about the 280, 275-ish come the end of the race. But I really didn't notice that much. I was playing around with the brake ducts during practice, and I think I got a good balance between brake cooling and everything. During practice, I had my brake ducts too low, and I was overheating my brakes a lot. But
yeah.
That is quite a good news. You drive, because in Ferrari, you drive Ferrari, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like their performance on tire wear, from my own experience, it does not decrease a whole lot. At least the balance doesn't change a whole ton. Some car just shifts the balance a whole lot, like the Porsche being one of them.
Yeah, I mean, it felt pretty stable throughout the whole race. It was very predictable. There's just, the one moment where I had spun, I just kind of blanked and I braked too late at the toe of the boot. And then the other time at the very end when I spun, I was just taking too much curb, trying to be as aggressive as possible, trying to catch up to Legacy. But I mean, but yeah, the brakes felt pretty normal, and honestly, the car handled itself well over the course of the race.
Very well managed race for sure.
Yeah, I wish I could have gotten first, but there's a couple mistakes that I'll learn from next race, and hopefully I can be on another step come next race.
Yep.
I mean, looking at that, we had a longer stop than you anticipated. Minus that mistake, that is a large gap you already closed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
especially fighting through the field, and they were pretty much clear air, just driving straight for most of the race.
Yeah, I'm I also shout out to the lap cars or the cars that were behind, because they didn't make my life terribly hard. And the passing the cars when I was passing them, they left me plenty of room. So I do want to make note of the respectful racing that I did have.
That's awesome to hear. Well, thank you for your time, John. You had a fantastic race, and we definitely enjoyed scything through the field to make it back up to third.
Yeah, congrats on the podium.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Have a great night, guys.
Got
Curtis
Lee in here with Curtis.
Race
Hello.
winner. How are you feeling right
Congratulations.
now? You just won.
Oh, we got lucky that Durbin got a drive-through, because otherwise I had nothing for him. He was a good half a second a lap faster than me when he wanted to be.
Yeah, so the chat picked up on that. We all missed the drive-through, but we're streaming live, and I think the chat noticed.
It was probably 30 or 40 minutes into the race. I looked up at the gap and I was like, So I got 7.5, and I saw a nice little red box next to it. I'm like, oh, he's got a drive-through. Great.
A nice little red.
Just sit here and do what I can do. And there's a giant gap behind me. Durbin was 7 seconds in front of me, and I was just like, okay, just keep doing laps. So apart from the blue flag incident there at the close to the very end, it was pretty uneventful.
Yeah, it can be lonely sometimes up there in the front. But yeah, the name of the game is just, keeping it consistent and keeping your head down and just getting through those final few laps when you know you have that gap.
Yep.
Did you slow down your pace at the end?
Yeah, a little bit, because I got caught in those blue flags. There's a group of about 5 of them. They were having their own battle, and I knew I had 7 seconds back to Durbin with like 5 minutes to go. And I'm like, he's not going to close 7 seconds in that time period. So I just backed it off, tried to give them their own space. They did a good job of getting off to the side when I got up on them on straights and whatnot. We had the little incident come out of the bus stop where the one car had crashed, and I tapped the back of them as he was spun around. But apart from that, everyone was very clean, didn't have any issues.
So
but
you
yeah,
actually
I
made
backed it off a
contact?
bit.
That is lucky that you didn't get destroyed from the lead.
Yeah, it was 7 seconds worth of damage. I was kind of the voice chat I was in was kind of surprised that it was like the first thing that I'd yelled all night. So
You did have a very fast pit stop, and that probably helped a lot too.
yeah, it took 5 liters. My fuel calculator was a little off at the very beginning of the race, and I panicked, and I just on the long straight, I just added a couple more liters of fuel to the MFD and hit the entry, hit the box well, and got away, and I was pretty happy with it. Plus, it got a chance to cool the tires down.
Yeah, I think you have one of the, if not the fastest stop of the race.
I do think it was you tied with Legacy and Space Baker at 48 seconds, if I recall correctly.
Damn.
And then everyone else.
A lot of practice.
Yeah.
How much fuel you have left after the 5 liters at the end of race?
So I wound up with, looks like 15 minutes worth of fuel left.
Oh, so you have some room after the 5 liters.
Yeah, it was just a matter of at the beginning of the race, my fuel calculator was wonky. It was saying 45 minutes of fuel left when we were at 55 minutes left in the race, and so I just added a little bit more.
I had that,
and I didn't bother checking it again later. I'd rather have the fuel than not have it.
Yep.
I lost a win at one of the MCM races because I thought I could get the Janetta to run all 90 minutes at Brands Hatch on 1 tank of fuel, and I came up very short, like half a lap short.
Now you know.
That was
you make that mistake exactly once.
Paul Ricard, I ran out after the exit of last turn, last lap, and I lost 3 positions.
At least that's a short run to the line at that one.
I coached through it. Yeah, so it's definitely safer to take 5 liters than DNF, and then especially when you're up front like this.
Yeah, especially it at this level, it's we're not SRO pros. The extra 10 kilograms of the fuel isn't going to kill our race.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a fun one. I'm bummed for Durbin because he had that win in the bag. But
do you know how he got the drive-through? Because none of us noticed that.
It would have just been track cuts.
I see.
He may have been going wide at turn 1. I went wide at turn 1 once and got an immediate track cut because it's so easy to pick up the time there.
Yeah, when you don't
as soon as you go off
consciously.
Yeah, it did wind up dinging you with the track cut there. But that's about the only place I could see him getting that.
2 track cuts
I think it was 2.
Drive-through from track cuts then?
2.
Yeah.
Unless we missed.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of action. All the way back to pack, mid pack, front, up and down.
That's what races do.
I'm glad somebody actually got the race versus hot lapping for 60 minutes.
Yeah. Now, another wrench they got thrown into this big server disconnect. A lot of people got disconnected, including us.
I noticed that. I forgot what lap it was, but I noticed the Durbin went straight on going into the second to last turn. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I'm like, oh, that's a disconnect kind of situation. And I just kind of just kept on driving, hoping that it wouldn't have been me. Well, that happened to me at Olden Park. I got disconnected and lost a very good race that I was having. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer. But it happened
5 hours in. I think that's probably happened to everybody.
Yeah, real life PTSD with you guys.
Yeah,
we were there. That was also me at Imola.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Well, this win takes you to the first place in the drivers. You got a 50-point lead on Durbin now.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
And now that my teammates actually racing again, hopefully we can get the team championship points up there.
Is that Greer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He missed the first 2 weeks with work stuff, so.
And well, I'm excited for the rest. Watching these races is even.
Yeah, it goes to show sometimes just keeping it consistent and playing it smart is the way you win races. So you definitely put yourself in a good position to capitalize on what happened to Legacy.
For sure. But thank you guys for broadcasting, and look forward to the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Thanks for
Good drive.
time.
Thank you.
Great race. Another person we're pulling in now is Space Baker. Pulling him in right now. Hey, how you doing?
What's up, YouTube?
Was it P13 to what was it? P13 to 5, I think.
Yeah, P5 had a couple overtakes in the beginning, and then it was just smooth sailing for 45 minutes.
How you feeling about the race overall?
Pretty good, you know. I was thinking about my coach out there, my coach, Tomato, aka Eternally, aka Big D. You know, he said to me once, Marty, your pace sucks.
Not anymore. I said very specifically you're really fast in the wet, okay? I'll say that.
No, I'm just messing with you. No, it was fun. The top 3 guys were like on another planet of pace, but
they were.
The rest of us were having fun.
They were not exactly D6.
Yeah, they were running D4 pace.
Yeah, they're pretty nuts.
But yeah, you had some great overtakes, some contact with Ma. Do you want to take us through some of the incidents that happened?
Yeah, that was going in a bus stop. I thought I had overlap. I don't know if it's just my field of view. I watched the replay already, and I did not have overlap. I was planning on going too wide, and then he turned in, and I was like, crap, was I overlapping or no? And then, yeah, I definitely wasn't. So sorry about that, Thomas. Yeah.
Things happen.
The other overtakes, I think, were all in turn 1. Everybody was getting bad exits, but I had good exits out of turn 1, so those were pretty easy.
It's kind of got a slingshot through a bunch of people.
Yeah, it was fun. I like the wet.
Yeah. You were very consistent throughout the entire race with pace and with, just keeping that car going throughout the race. How did you feel about your pit stop?
My pit stop was great. That's the best pit stop. I came in at like 51 miles an hour, which is just a little over, but our kilometers. But it was okay. I didn't get the drive-through, so it was pretty much perfect. And then I got stopped right in the box, and the exit was good, and there was no traffic, so pretty decent. I'll take it. Yeah. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my front left tire for supporting me.
Any other shout outs?
That's it.
That's it. That's all you need. Mom and front left tire.
Hell yeah. Thanks, commentators. See you guys.
Thanks for your time. Is there anyone else would be good to pull in?
We're good. I think
we're good.
All right. Let's wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome race. What's next week?
Race.
Imola?
Imola dark.
Imola.
Supposedly dark. Supposedly. We'll see.
I saw 4
that's
p.m.
gonna be crazy because a lot of those breaking points are so hard to see in like plain sunlight. So in the nighttime, it might be even harder. And you would just have to kind of guess and hope you get it right.
I definitely had gained some experience from 5 hours of Imola that we raced to. It was night. Were you part of that, or you quit after the disconnect? Like, was it dark already?
No, it was just starting to get dark. So I had the disconnect, and then a driver swap, like disconnect, and
Yeah,
it was a game crash after that.
Yep,
We
exactly.
left, but yeah, it was just starting to get dark.
Dark,
And I
okay.
had the last stint.
Yeah, I think because that's how I remember too. Is I jumped in eventually, then it just got dark.
You're just like, whoa, it got dark all of a sudden because you weren't driving. But yeah, it's a tough track in the dark.
Yeah,
Yes, they all are.
that's what I'm hoping. It will be dark, so people don't touch any bump and ruin their headlight. Because if you bump someone and ruin your headlight, you're gonna have a bad time making that back to the pit when you cannot see anything.
I'm excited for it. I think I'm looking forward to watching the D6 as much as I am driving it.
Yep.
But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. Any other comments, Tomato?
Not much. I really enjoyed the entire race. There was so much action happening throughout the field, and it was very clean, a lot cleaner than some of the higher divisions even. Everyone was super respectful and, tried their best to take positions without ruining other people's races. And the disconnect was definitely unfortunate, but it's kind of like mechanical failures in real life just happen sometimes. So yeah, that's about it on my end.
Cool. All right.
We'll come back next week, same
That's
time.
right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's been 3 long weeks here at SRA.
Welcome back to the best racing in North America, home of the SRA GT3 Team Series. 60 minutes of action-packed door-to-door racing, 6 divisions, 6 different championships on the line. Let's get ready for some action tonight.
An incident. Turn. We have Boardman at a yellow. Looks like he's dropping down positions there on the chicane as a bunch of cars are coming through.
Byron's going to take a dive in the Lexus.
Johnson looking to go down the inside of Maxwell.
And we're off and away for SRA.